So, this is just a, let's say the final test stream I'm doing here. It's not going to be long, I'm kind of waiting for my mom at the moment. So they'll be over in just a few minutes. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not this will actually produce a stable bitrate. I tried streaming on Twitch, so if all else fails I can just move to there. But right now I just want to see if I'll get a stable stream here. Because, well, why the hell not? So, the game on display, in case anyone's watching, is Warlock, Master of the Arcane. The Arcane, rather. Where we're doing reasonably well. We have discovered and mostly conquered this world here, the aptly named the Desert of Sun. Although we have created some fertile patches here, just for the food production to go somewhere, you know. And it seems like we're getting a decent bitrate out of that. So my first attempts were using the Wi-Fi, which quite blatantly failed, so yeah, it was to be expected, but I was going to try it anyway. And I actually have looked for my old LAN cable now, and I've plugged that in. Had to drag it through half the apartment, well, not quite. But I don't like the way I've set it up right now, so I'll see if I either tape the cable itself down, because it crosses the doorway now, and I don't like that. There's the phone. Looks like I'll have a bit more time. Anyway, we'll build the barracks over here, which will then allow us to get a new perk file class. There is also one more thing I would like to build that allows us to training grounds. I think those will actually allow us to advance our tier 1 units, so the rogues, the hunters, and the warriors. Okay, Dragon Hall, what can you build here? Actually, we'll have you make food. And I mean loads of it. Also, something we've figured out here is kind of cool. We learned the spell of creating lands of life, which I don't know if it heals enemy units as well, but 4 damage each turn is actually okay. Let's see. You can have another perk, which we can't afford right now. Totally forgot about that. But we are supposed to attack the city of the Great Mage there. That's one of the quests we have here. There you go. We'll get some elven archers for that, nice. Only downside of that is actually you still have to pay for whatever you get. Okay. Oh, look at all those level ups coming in. Okay, here's a black mage there. Can we? It's still on cooldown. We can still attack the black mage. Not sure if I want to. Yeah, I would say I want to. I would totally say I want to attack them. Let's have the Palace of Daros here. Shall we? Let's use the warriors here. We have quite a few pretty strong heroes, so we're doing reasonably well. Let's also use that catapult. We brought those, we paid those, so let's use the bloody things. Have you heal those warriors. We also have some earth elementals, which just randomly were summoned by us. Okay. Hello, elven archers. We have captured the city, great. Got some money. And some elven archers. Oh wow, the paladins have battle frenzy as well. Didn't know that. You know, you can't go in there. Also, hello one random viewer that may or may not have stumbled upon this channel. Okay, what do we want to build here? Alright, Pesty Hall. Do they have anything... They don't actually have anything extraordinary, so I'm gonna have to just tear down this entire city again. Because I can, mostly. What's that? Goblin Guild. Don't want that. Yes. We don't need that. But this place is just rubbish, you know. We'll destroy the city. We'll get a settle out of it.
You know a nice place for a city.
Do I know a nice place for settling? I probably do. It's gonna be a while though. Unlike the AI in this game, which is actually something that annoys me about it. I love this game to bits, mind you, but the AI is kind of annoying because they love spamming cities all over the place. And you see I have a pretty full and almost say... can I say consecutive city? I don't know if that's the right word, but I have a load of cities here. And I'll still get one rather complete covering. And you see how, where we took out that city. Right over here. And you see where the other cities are. So this place had next to no room for growth. And that's just something I find silly and that I find the AI is just overdoing. Because the cities can end up covering quite a lot of ground. Okay, we're just destroying the creature spawner there. Well, I'm just attacking random things here because I want to level up this carav. Not caravel, mind you. It's a carav. Okay, elven archers. Funny thing, we actually have an elven ruler here. Okay, those settlers are fine. Now level ups. This guy. Yeah, let's actually give him Shadow Blast. He already has an elemental skill, so we'll do this guy, the Black Mage. So that does 33 death magic. Lovely.
Rule number 3. Obey.
Okay, that's an action. He does shield, which I'm not sure what it does. Having more healing power also seems like a good idea. And my stream just crashed. Ultimate test. Does that crash the entire thing? Go back here, please. Okay, I may have to... I hate when that happens. I have to cancel the stream here. to restart it. Or does it work? We'll see. Yep, I seem to be live, although YouTube is not receiving enough content. Now we're back, I would say. Yeah, it seems like we're still doing okay. Let's go with the Cleric's Shield, because I want to know what that does. Also, because I just had to tab out of the game, the graphics are a bit messed up. So, I just don't feel like going back into it. Okay, what's that? Increases the melee and range damage resistance of the target. We'll make use of that. And I would even say we'll make good use of it. He may end up casting a bunch of spells on us here. I'm willing to take that risk. We want that naval support.
Fire is ready.
Okay, and your turn here. And welcome back, one viewer I have. Two viewers now. Hello there. YouTube says it's not receiving enough video. The stream says it's okay though. So do let me know how that looks. Guess I'll be up for another hour or so. A unit has no tasks. Which one claims to have no tasks? That catapult there. Can I actually have him rest? No. Okay, so I may have to use the Am I at war with this guy? I'm not, so pull you out of that. Yikes. Yeah, not taking much damage at all. We also kind of found both of the enemies already, both the remaining enemies, which
Your Excellency, someone has humbly requested your aid.
okay, we have upgraded the Halberd Hall. We have a new quest. Capture Wolfdell. Well, we're on that. And we'll get some dwarves for that, isn't that amazing? It costs us a fortune though. Weakness, metal resistance, eagle eye. We'll go with that. Mostly because it only takes like one turn to finish. Okay, what will we hit? Definitely the hero. We'll also want to cast some healing spells here. Let's go with Agrola's healing. I mean, we are sucking up to a god all the time, so we might as well make good use of that.
For
recall and didn't enable support. So our paladins can actually... Well, they can't attack the city, sadly. But we'll have the Minotaur. Actually, we kind of want to chase down that hero. There we go. That's sorted out. And the game started running a bit slow, which is annoying. It does that every time I have to tap out, which, thanks to the stream crashing, I kinda had to. Okay. Something I'd rather avoid would be to put those ships right next to each other, because I believe they will certainly be attacked and targeted by the city. But we can't really help it. We'll just shoot. Unless he throws some spells at us, we should actually be safe. Okay, if I could get the healer somewhere over here. Put that there. And we actually have this, which should reach, yeah, can totally reach that city. So we'll use that. Boom. Boom. Did my game just freeze? No, it didn't. Okay. So many healing units and none of them can fix a friggin' catapult. We actually have a spell for that, but I'm too lazy to use it right now. It's kind of weird to see how ships can rest and repair and catapults can't. Actually, this one can. No idea why the other one couldn't. But I do stand corrected. I could build another temple to Agrela. I don't feel like doing that though. Oh, there's Holy Ground. I was looking for that. I thought it was over here, and I was totally confused when I didn't see the thing, because we took that city from another mage, and there was rubble all over it. I think there was a temple to Crypta over here, and we kinda blew that up, which probably didn't net us any favor with Crypta. Okay, what do I want to build here? I guess a market would be a good thing. Put that here. And because we are kind of low on food in the city, we'll actually create lands of life here as well. It's kind of an improved version of fertile lands. And since we have it, and we have, by God, we have the mana for it as well. Okay, do you want a cleric's guild? Yeah, I don't mind if I do. Does that produce mana? Does, so we want to put it on a desert here. Barren desert. It doesn't look that barren. I mean, that looks barren, but that doesn't. That really doesn't look barren. Okay. Now this city is producing money. Not too much though, but it is producing some money. It's also having some skeletons over there. I'll leave those there. But we want tax offices probably over here. In those plains. Or do I want a granary? Now let's go to the tax office first. Let's get our rat hero to the actual battles as well. Just have to rest up. I want your catapults to be ready for actual battle when you get them, and when you get a chance to. They're not actually the most sturdy constructions we've ever made. So they might as well get fixed. I'm also hoping the city grows soon, so I can build a dragon nest here. And show you the probably most, well, the second most overpowered unit in the game. I mean, there are actually plenty of really overpowered units, but dragons are a bit special. I mean, this doesn't count as overpowered, and it's also, to some degree, it's weird to see that units won't have more health if they level up. On the other hand, I believe it would be kind of weird to have them actually gain health as they level up, because, to be honest, they'd be pretty much immortal then, and I can see why you wouldn't want to have that. And they will become more more vital or more robust, because you can just give them perks that increase their resistances, and those can stack up to ridiculous degrees. So yeah, that was that. You crit me for 4 health. Are you joking? Okay, we wanted to cast Lands of Life over here on those dead woods. So let's do that quickly. Right over here. Actually, let's put it here. That's mark it. Yeah, we'll put that over here. So this place can produce tons of food. Ignore that research. I don't know about, or I don't need to learn about this spell. Kind of know what it does already. We'll go with the shorter spells here, with the quick research spells. I'm not sure if those directions actually say anything. Now they seem to be all kind of going in the same vein, all of those spells. So, do I want to have that person have another? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with a 4 smart here. Can you attack this city? You can. Could you attack? You can't attack that, so let's hit the city then. Since we can do that, we'll do the melee cleave. Cleave through those goblin spearmen. And the fortress, which surprisingly took more damage than the goblins. We actually don't care about those spearmen. They won't do much to us. But we want that fortress down. So we'll bombard it. We'll just keep peppering it with cannons and stuff. This ship will have to move away for a moment. We want to fix that. Yeah, those will take a fair amount of damage. You do that, and then we'll have a... Yeah, we'll heal those first. They're a lot stronger, so I want those to be alive more than I want the other guys to be alive. My catapult. Can that reach this? It can't. Oh well, we'll have to level that fortress this way then. The classic way, if you will. Is it classic to level a fortress with fireballs? I don't know. Certainly for fantasy games. Okay, note how we can't build black minotaurs here because we don't have the corrida pen. But we could buy them here and upgrade them for I think the full price of a Black Minotaur, so I think we'd have to spend like 600 for getting them upgraded, which is a lot, so I agree to that. It's quite a lot. But it's okay. Wow, look at that. We're making so much money here. I'll totally have a mint. And that is which place? Riverport. Where's Riverport to be? Oh, I think that's Riverport. We'll probably want to have some more Lands of Life around that next. Okay, you can build a gold mine. Since we're kind of short on money, let's do that for now. There seems to be nothing else you can do with gold right now. So we want a gold mine. And we'll probably level up the money output of the city then. So we'll get another city that produces a lot of cash for us. I'm sorry about the frame rate here. It is dipping quite sharply when I tap out of the game. I don't know why. The game just doesn't like me doing that. Of course, the one tile I decided not to turn into any kind of Land of Life will be the tile that could hold a fishing village. Okay, so aside of the one crash, I've been doing some stream testing, and I've been doing Twitch as well. I didn't get any views there, mind you, but I've been testing it, and I think I might be up for more streaming if you lot are. It's kind of hard to figure out what the delay is, so I'll just have an eye on my screen now, and okay, right now we are. I have to look at the time here too. Right now I'm clicking on this, and I think it's 7 seconds delay. I'd say about 10 to 20 seconds behind. I'll have to get used to that. There is a bear cave down here, which has, I think, an ancient bear also, it's called. I really don't want to miff that off right now. I will look into actually bothering that when... Wait a minute. Do I still have... Did I lose it? I didn't lose a hero. Well, I did lose one, but I got a new one right away. Which was what I was wondering here. Because I remember having a stubborn master, which is kind of a donkey cavalry. I think the idea is kind of hilarious. Anyway, and we lost that one when we took over the city, or the cities of the... I think it was the red player? Was it red? No, it was... I already forgot his color. Was it purplish? I think it was purple. Yeah, red is still there. So when we took those cities, can you heal? Let's throw a mass heal. Can you mass heal here? Could heal those. We'll do that then. I said a mass heal. That. And hope it won't heal the fortress inhabitants as well. That's good to see. We did not want those to be healed. You can't rest yet. I'm glad he's not rebuilding this 4. That makes things a lot easier for me, because I can just sit out of his range and keep hitting him. I can also cross that bit of land now. Let's end our turn though. And he's rebuilding that 4. Thank you. Is that not Minotaur? No, that's a Minotaur. Those are just warriors. We don't mind those dying, actually. I think he's offering us P. Okay, we'll do that. For now. Okay, Palace of Daros have leveled up. And we might want to get some elemental resistance here. Yeah. I don't know why I set an alarm for now. Alright, because I actually want to get up now. I was up quite late today. Or tonight. So, figured I might do that. Okay, you don't have a healing spell ready just yet, so just move in there. Hit those. You have a healing spell ready though, so Touch of Life on those. I love being able to heal things. I think we almost have that city. So Wolfdell will fall, which means the Great Mage that sits in Wolfdell, which is the... I think it's the Wyvern guy. Yeah, this guy. Tendril, son of Vendril, will mostly, well, die. We did make a good first impression, but he declared war on us. Or did we declare war on... No, I think he declared war on us. And I would say it didn't go too well for him. It was a bad timing, though, because he kind of started that when he... look at that, we have a settler here. No settling for you, my friend. He declared war when we took over the purple cities here, and had most of our army here as well, so... yeah, talking about poor timing. Get you. I like buffing those to high hell, or high heaven. Ooh, silver weaponry. That's a good amount of damage boost here. And also this diversifying of... and 10 more power. Why the hell not? I also like to diversify my damage because, as you can see there, the city itself doesn't really have any resistances. So that's good, but most units do have resistances, and they will take less damage from one source, or they might be completely immune to one thing, so it's always a good thing to at least do some damage to them, because you have, like, I don't know, for example, they're immune to elemental damage or physical damage, but you can deal other damage to them, and that will totally knock them out. Also, that was a good hit. That's why I keep those Minotaurs around. Because they're so friggin' overpowered. Although, to be honest, most units are really powerful when you get them to... Look at that, next turn we have them. I should have actually waited with the warriors, or with at least one of those, probably the warriors. So we could just have them walk into the fortress now and capture the... or, well, probably kill the enemy general, or the enemy great mage. The game is quite easy once you get to the point where your troops are leveled up to ridiculous degrees, and you really can't... There's not too much that can happen to us here. I'm not going to use the holy ground here. I will try to save that for when we get to... when we get a quest to build a temple. Always a good thing to have, like, a temple ready for that, or a holy ground ready, and essentially primed for whatever you need to do with it. So you can just whack your temple on there and then have the quest sorted out. Because those temple building quests, or those quests given by gods, often give you the greatest rewards. Yeah. We can't attack that 4, by the way, right now, because it's not yet finished. For some reason, the game treats it as a nice thing to not attack a fort that's being built. I mean, in actual war, you'd say, well, screw that. We'll bomb the hell out of that, because as long as it's not fighting back, we have a good time killing it. Okay, my troops have captured something here. Again, I'll try to leave that bear cave down there for when we lose another hero. Because it's currently guarded by a very, very, very strong unit, and that means that we have a good chance of finding an epic hero like this old witch, which we have here. You can see here she's a legendary hero, so they're immune to banes, which I believe are just like negative or like the curses you can put on enemies. So those can't be debuffed by the enemy. They get a whole stack of resistance as well, and some bonus damage. And yeah, we threw some bonuses on that one as well. So they're pretty immune to life magic. You can see there's a bit of a diminishing return there. So you don't get 1 point of damage or 1% of damage reduction per point of resistance. You can become pretty much immune though. I've had that once with, I think, a golden dragon, which I gave like every or almost every bonus trait I could get it, and it was pretty powerful. I think it died in the end when I tried to get into a new of those worlds, and we actually still have one mostly unexplored, actually completely unexplored world, because we were kind of lucking out with the portals there, if you want to call it lucky. We got the portals. Let me show you that in a moment. We got a portal over here. There, this one. There is a world behind that, and the thing is, since we're already 150 turns in, all the creature spawners in there, and there will be quite a lot, will have spawned creatures. So when you enter such a world very late, they will be crammed full of enemies. Like literally, there will be no free spaces for your units to go. And if you have very strong enemies in there, you can pretty much consider yourself boned, because those will just knock out most units you'll send in there. At this point, since I already have one world conquered and pretty much under lockdown, I try to that was to be expected. I won't save him though. It will not save him. So yeah, we have a one world under lockdown, so I'll try to get some dragons there.
Someone has humbly requested your aid.
Okay. We've discovered a spell. Go with that. And it's a quest by Helia. I'm not sure if gods actually humbly request your aid. I think they'll just go, yeah, you go do that or I'll kill you. We can't refuse that though. There's something games told me, it's that you don't want to refuse the will of a god. Also seems the assassins are not quite showing up there. I don't know why that is. We can probably click them. Oh, I would say they're invisible. They're probably invisible until we get next to them. But since our fortress is skilled enough to see them anyway, okay, you know what? It's actually a perfect timing, because if we take that town over, that town down here, which we will do just now. Okay, warriors, go there.
The great mage has been defeated.
So we have captured that, and now we got some dwarves, which, by the way, are great at fighting, but they will appear in our capital, which is not over there, knowing the lay of the land. But they are here now. So we can move them over there. Lo and behold, we found some assassins. I would actually give them the blessing of Hello Win and silver weaponry. I think we'll just throw that on them as well. What's their damage? Melee and death. We'll do that. I think that's it for now. Yeah, have at them. Now they will take some damage, and they will probably also... I mean, they won't die. Let's just face it, they won't die. Also, this allows us to, and that's kind of fun, this allows us to invade the elves with some dwarves later. There's nothing more fantasy than doing just that. Hitting the elves with the dwarves. I want to move into the financial sector here. So we'll put the tax office over here, because it's not producing gold, so there's no point in doing that. As you can see here, we're getting 2.4 from the Ratman Guild and 4.8 from the market. If we put that here, this will give you a flat percentage on top of what you get from this city. So this wouldn't actually help us to... this wouldn't actually benefit from being put on a snowy tile. Okay, that's being built. Oh no, we need a market for that. Right. Let's build a market then. You generally lose some improvements when you take over a city. Not sure why people have to raise everything. Can we get some group healing in here? No, we can't.
Someone in need?
Indeed. Let's heal these up.
Yes, my lord.
It's just, well, those can't rest here. They have the Blessing of Hello Windows, so they should be fine. And we can take over those neutral cities here now. When the Great Mage dies, all the cities will become neutral. And you can just take them over. Or anyone can, so if the Elven ruler was quicker, he could have pretty much nicked all those Dragon Hall and Riverport when we took over the purple guy. Not that purple guy, but the purple person. Okay. Which enemies am I at war with, my friend? It's also remarkable that he remained in the middle of that. Which means he didn't garner, like, sympathy or enmity of any deity so far. Okay, where else can we build? There, lovely. Let's have a market on that. We are losing money after all, at least in this city. And I like being able to see how this particular city is doing production-wise for you, so you can just figure out what you want to shut down or where you want to build, and you can also very easily see your top gaining and losing cities here, which I also think is kind of nice. Now, apparently Meltberg is costing us a lot of money. Our army is as well. And Landton, which I have no idea where that is, it might actually be down here. Also the world, yeah, that's Landton, which is a place where we have a gold mine. And I think we already have a mint here as well. So that place is wealthy as hell. Let's send a camera on that thing there, on the mage. And we'll just move forward all the time. There's an elven city. We totally want to capture that. So, also the final ship in our fleet has arrived now. I think you can stop resting. Ooh, the castle is in range. At least for one ship it will be. That's good to see. So we'll soon have elves. Let's actually send the black mage down here, along with one healing unit. And those paladins of Doros, I don't know how you pronounce him. Send this guy over there. I think you can have a cheap perk as well. Yeah, drilled. Get him more unit power. Now this hero is one I wouldn't mind losing too much, because let's face it, he's not the strongest in the book. Yeah, thanks for that. That was very delighting. Stay in range and just start pounding that city. Now I could just have him sit there and recuperate, but I don't want to. They don't deserve rest. Actually, they would. They just took out a Grand Mage. Okay, let's send the Earth Elementals that way. Also, in case you're keeping track, the movement here is further than the... okay, for most units it's further than the movement points would allow, which is because we're inside the range of our cities. So that allows units to travel a bit easier. I think it actually halves the movement cost for flat terrain. So you're essentially using half a movement point for every step you're taking in one of your own cities. That's kind of important to note. It's only for your own cities. You do not get to use, like I think in the Civ games you did, you don't get to use the enemies movement points, and then kind of improvements. Like I think you could use their railway system and stuff if you wanted to, which I wouldn't blame you if you did. Also, let's get a city up here, because there's a lot of snow here, which means we could make a lot of money here. And if I put the city right over there, you can use those farms, which you could upgrade to Lands of Life, actually. If you have the mana and can afford it, go with it. By all means, go with it. It also hits undead at each turn, which is kind of cool. I've never seen that, though. I mean, this is actually... I've played a few rounds of this. I've probably way too much of this game. It's like one of those on-or-off games I have every now and then, where I just play it for a while, and then I leave it for a few months, and then I come back to it and have a blast with it. Like, it's not really that I get completely sick of it or anything. It's just that you have the craving to play around a bit, and then you're done. I mean, there's not too much to see in terms of end game content. We're pretty much there already. I'm not sure how much more end game it will get. Look at that, he's actually trying to put up some resistance. Isn't that cute? Oh right, those. Totally forgot about those. Okay, let's sort those out then. We almost have those assassins. Let's actually check the lore thing here. The Fathers welcome your darkness. On this moon we have accomplished 2 missions, and if relations between the Great Mages remain strained, we will receive 3 more next month. The neophytes are thus far performing well. Olivia did forget she was no longer a thief, so I sent her to collect night dew for the ritual as a punishment. I do hope she will learn her lesson, for I see great potential in her. Lunord needs more servants like her. Source unknown. So yeah, Lunord is, as you probably have gathered, or at least as far as I've gathered, the god of darkness. And something I don't enjoy too much about this game is that we don't get like a proper rundown of what those gods are. Like what are the domains or spells you get. I mean, we get Descending Fire, which is nice. It destroys an unfortified target building. Neat. I prefer the more manual, hands-on approach to destroying buildings, though, because that will also give you a bunch of alright, that's not a monster town. It will also give you a fair bit of experience to destroy buildings. Although I'm not sure how the experience gain here is actually calculated. Like, what gains you more, what gains you less XP than other things. Damn, I wanted to send this guy down. Oh well, we'll take over Cliffness first then. It'll be fine. I believe if I actually... I'm not sure if I could do that, but if I cleave from here to there, I could actually destroy that ship as well. At least I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on it, I'm really not sure anymore. Can we just burn that ship quickly? Naval support that. What are those? Just warriors, okay. Chamber of Arrows. I wonder what that does. Okay, let's hit it. I'm not sure where that's justice. I mean, that building didn't do anything to you, technically. Also, I think the elves were added later on, so weirdly enough, the elven units we have here differ from the elven units we'll get from the elven bungalow. How do I pronounce it in English? Is it in as an A or as a U? Also, for example, this would be a place where you'd look into doing some terraforming, and where you'd be happy with barren lands as well, because you can see you're not producing much there, whatever you build on it, and it damages units. It has extra building upkeep. There is no reason to build on that without terraforming it first. And you could actually, if you really wanted to, you could just make your own pretty much custom map. I mean, how many games allow you to do that? That's in range. Let's hit it. We had some stubborn knights in there. Interesting to see. I'm not sure what heroes do when the Great Mage is defeated, though. So that's something that might still bear figuring out. You usually kill the heroes before you have to, before you actually tackle the Great Mage himself. Because there's only so much you can do while the hero keeps hitting you. And hero units are, as you're seeing with mine, pretty strong. Okay. Not sure what to do with those guys, to be honest. I mean, I guess I could have them attack that bear cave, but right now I just want to have them. I guess I'll just put them on hold in those cities here. So we'll put them on sentry duty. Go there. And those are bloody expensive. Those divine related units are very expensive, but they are very strong as well. And it's also possible to essentially win the game without building any unit buildings yourself, because you can just get quite a few units actually by as mission rewards, and you see that many of those are really strong, and once you get those, you can explore the map with those, and you could actually just find heroes there. And pretty good ones at that. Although sometimes you get lucky and you have a lord who is really amazing, and I think you can also get legendary heroes by um, by those means, like by regular recruiting, by them just coming up and wanting to join you. But it is rare, so those are difficult to get. Are those just warriors? Yeah, don't kill them. You did kill them. Well, okay. I didn't like those elven archers anyway. I know I'm not a very passionate leader here, but I didn't like that anyway.
Received a new request, my lord.
We have a new quest from the advisor. Some demon wood. Okay, where is that demon wood? It's all over there. Why is it over there? Well, on the bright side, it might be killed anyway, because I don't think the elves appreciate demon wood being on their turf. Ooh, sunstroke. It's not a strong spell, but we'll live with it. We'll take it. There's some demons there. Let's get those out of the way. Can we? No, we have to get a tax office first. Well, fine, we'll have it your way then. We'll have it your way, game. Okay, that's a pig farm, that's a farm. We'll probably do Holy Lands over here. Throw a fishing village there. Enable that, because it doesn't cost anything. Okay, get me Lands of Life and put them over there. That should boost our food production. I wish I had a flying unit now. Okay. Hit the city. And Cliff Nest is ours.
Time to move.
They don't really have any great resources either, so don't really see why I want to keep that city. We're also kind of limited. You can see that we can still access most of that area anyway, so that there's no point in keeping it around. But I want to have you move over to that portal, which should be somewhere around here. I know it's there. It would probably help our luck a bit in terms of the mages there. In terms of dragon eggs there. We'll build a city right next to it. Okay, what do we want to build here? We're making food here now, so we probably want some more money. A craftsman district behind those mountains. Which is probably not quite where you'd want to have one, but it'll have to do. Okay, next unit, you. I don't actually know when we built that caravan. It's pretty much ancient by now. I think it was within our first 50 turns or so. Okay, can you move here? I don't think this thing can kill us, so yeah, it's only 8 damage.
Galleon,
So if we play this smart, we can actually out-repair it.
ready about.
Ooh, he has a magic testing area. And there's another city down there. At least we can see a magic tower there. There should be a city next to it. There's a snake's nest. Let's destroy those. Okay, can you? Yeah, you can take that out entirely. So, this is an elven city. Do we have any cool resources nearby? No. How big is that city? 6. We'll actually move that. And this settler is going to be a bit more precious because it's our only Arathi settler. So we'll try to locate him somewhere we want to have, we have more space. And we also want to try to keep him alive, obviously. But for now, I kind of want to put him there. Because I think this would be a fine place for another city. Absolutely sterling. I was expecting to pan this way. Just saying, I was expecting it to pan this way. Oh, those stubborn knights. Yeah, those are going to be a pain in the ass. They're really resilient. However, not too long. Or they won't be too much longer. And boom. I don't actually care about losing those earth elementals. I mean, I would care to some extent, but I don't mind it too much because they were just summoned troops. I can summon more if I lose those. And yes, I would lose some of the experience they've gained so far, and that would kind of suck. But honestly, it's okay. I mean, there's not too much we lose. Okay, dwarves. You can actually... Now, the dwarves are good at besieging stuff. You can see there they get a bonus when attacking cities in force. So we'll move those to Baytown, which we'll put those on sentry duty, or we'll actually make use of them in the not quite war down here. Let's have a flaming rocks. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about that. I wasn't even aware I was still recruiting. Oh right, it's 2 settlers we just gained. Totally forgot we recruited those. Well, it counts as recruiting. You said... Oh, right, you just arrived there. So we can't give you any real orders, so there's no actual reason for you to tell me that. Game. And I'm actually hoping we'll get the next Build Me a Temple quest very, very soon. Because one of the things I don't like about it is that we essentially need to get it before the city takes too long to grow.
Congratulations! You have successfully researched a new spell, my lord.
Whoop-de-doo. Also, it seems those oh yeah, the demon root has been killed there. The quest has resolved itself. Ooh, Mana Spring. Or Blessing of the Sun. Makes the city give him more food. Yes, we want that. The Combat Broom gives us flying. Also, something tells me I want to put it on the Witch. Can we put it on the Witch? Yes. What's more stylish than that? We have an Elder Witch on a Combat Broom. I just had to do that. I know it's stereotypical, but I had to do that. Also, don't really want to have that on this person, or would I rather go with the Staff of Life? I don't know. really don't know. And we got a flaming sword, which would go nicely with the Braggart Aleos, or Alejos, who will now deal probably more damage. Let's level up the unit. The Earth Elementals, which could actually, let's have them deal more damage. We're like literally drowning in mana. Do you have... Yeah, we'll go with a mass healing here. Did we have a mass healing spell? Oh, you have that. You had that. Okay. So many levels. Ooh, there's a sea serpent. There is a sea serpent. I want to kill that. Well, that means this would be a good place for our navy to check out, because there should be a serpent's nest somewhere down the line. Ooh, Scrapberg. That sounds like a city worth living in. Yeah, this is one of those places where your ships will probably get quite a beating. We've been lucky so far with that. We haven't actually seen any places where we'll get in trouble. Also, we can't make use of those movement points here, sadly. We can't detect the same thing several times. Although I'm still trying to figure out this entire Comet Frenzy thing. Do we need death magic? Probably not. Then again, the catapult is hopefully unlikely to be targeted, so there is no real benefit in giving it more resistances. I mean, there would be if it were targeted, but let's just hope it's not going to be. Also kind of wish there was a more consecutive and a more coherent ocean, so you could access everything by boat, which we currently can't. Okay, there's a magic tower which has 50 health, so I don't think we can bombard it, but we'll try nonetheless. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. I think that will out-repair us, so we'll just get ready to leave and explore the ocean. Maybe we'll get around there and actually fight. I think there's a fair chance of that actually happening, so we'll do that. You sentry. I could have him patrol through that world, but there's no point in that. Also, now that this unit can fly, we can just have a walk around here. There's also a spell that gives him flying, which I could cast. Well, I couldn't because I don't have it researched yet. But flying makes units, especially heroes, so much more powerful. I'm not sure if there is a perk you can select from leveling up that allows you to fly. If there was, I've not seen it yet. But I would like to see that, and I would totally pick that if I had the offer. Unless there was something really amazing otherwise, I would totally go for such a perk. Your galleon, you'll get to shoot more and better. I like to use the Caravel as kind of a scout, so it's the recon ship. Oh, those penalties are slow. Some dwarves. I could just declare war on the elven guy if I wanted to, but I'll probably wait with that. Also note that the game does not care who does the killing for a quest. So I mean, you've seen that. There's loot over there. Oh, there's loot everywhere now. Random junk has been spawned all over the map. I believe it's actually unguarded. So you can just grab that and maybe we'll get another combat room. Also another interesting side note is that the neutrals and the monsters don't really like each other. They don't get to loot, but they don't like each other, so they won't actually be able to... they will actually fight. Yeah, that wasn't a good move. Actually, that might be guarded. Or Meltberg just expanded into that.
Someone has humbly requested your aid.
Build the temple to Doros. Well, luckily Baytown is on the verge of growing again. I'm saying that kinda loosely, to be honest. Okay, we could just tear down one of those farms, but I don't want to. I mean, the city is growing. Slowly but steadily. Right. Let's start off with that. You can select a perk. I think I'll give you that so you'll actually get to move quicker. Freaking slow. Granted, that didn't do too much, but we have it now. And we'll have that. Look at this list. I don't know if there's, like a cap for that either. I suppose there may be, but I've not seen it yet. Ooh, that's dangerous. You're crossing a lot of enemy territory there. Okay, Graniel Farmer, you'll go here, and you should actually have movement left to hit that. Yes. I can see where you're going with that, my dear. I can totally see that. I would chuckle now as well. Are we flying on a broom while flinging fireballs over the place? That must be amazing. Okay, that's all. Ooh, frozen lands. Yes, please. We can make money. Inhuman or undead cities. We'll do that. That's fine. Blessed be the day. We found the loot. Can you actually loot that quickly? Yeah, those spiders are actually healing. They're actually out healing us, I believe, unless we crit. We want to secure more holy grounds now. Not sure how we'd best go about that, but we want more holy grounds. And we want big den. So, catapults. Get ready. Yeah, next turn that will be in range as well. Not sure if it will help as much, because there might not be much to shoot at next turn. But nonetheless, we'll take it. Get to the parallel world now. I was hoping one of those buildings would be constructed in that other place. There is a reason for that. There is a very good reason for that. I plan to build... Oh, good. Let's grab those chests with one of those archers. I plan to grab a lot of resources soon. And I plan to grab this and then build it out to proper city very soon. Where do we have that? I wanted to build a along with the food out here. We're losing mana in this city for right because the demonologist workshop actually uses that, so we can build a mana trap and balance it out. Let's do that. So you go and grab that. Ooh, Sword of Black Swan, which does spirit damage. Hell yeah. This applies a curse, so we'll drop that. 15 elemental damage. 25 spirit. Yes, please. To storage. Right, you can't just do that. You can't just go... fine. Something I probably didn't point out is that every spell I cast on my units, like every buff I give them, will drain my mana. So it will have a mana upkeep, and if I can't afford that anymore, the spell will just expire. It will just fizzle out of existence, and that'll be it. Which naturally is not quite what you'd like to see, but sometimes that's just what you get. Okay. Actually have those rest for now. At least for one turn, so the ships will move in unison again. Okay, you figure out that.
Yes, my lord.
And you... Alright, you. Now, could I get those warriors again? Warriors? Here. You can see there's a star now. That means we can upgrade those to veterans. And as I said in one of my previous streams, I can upgrade those even further. Oh wow, they can... Oh, okay. So we could upgrade those to Paladins of Daros as well. I don't think that's worth it though, because as you can see here, they cost 700. If I build Paladins of Daros, I will just have to pay 600 for those. But I would gain Paladins with all those perks already, so I wouldn't have to buy the armor things, I wouldn't have to buy the... I wouldn't have to level them up that far. I would still try to level them up, but yeah. It's kind of cool, and I absolutely love this mechanic. It is the shit, if you will. At least for me. That was one thing I really liked about Warlock's Battlecry series. Where also it wasn't as intricate. I mean, every unit just had its own XP bar, and it would gain all stats based on that. And that was quite a big difference in having a... I think they were capped at level 20. And in having a level 19 or 20 unit versus a level 1. I mean, they could actually one-shot most things. You. And that was pretty amazing. Okay. Since there's stuff here. Is that a... Oh, no, it's not. I thought there was a chest there, but nope. Nope, it's not. I hope this town actually grows within the next 20-odd turns. 25 would be nice. Yeah, attacking a Minotaur with rats probably won't help you much. Look at all those sea serpents. There must be a nest there. And that's actually a weird but somewhat tedious way to make the late game more challenging. by just throwing more things at you. And I mean way more things. I mean, if you have one of those creature spawners and you come with a strong army, or you arrive there with a strong army, there will be loads of creatures around that. And that just sucks, you know? Because they will swarm you, and especially with ships also, you don't have or at least I never really have a big fleet. Those 3 ships usually are are all I bring. Because there is, in my opinion, no real point in having more troops, or more ships than that. Okay, and that. I may actually upgrade those Paladins of Daros at some point. I'm just not sure when. Also, we'll level that tower. It would be the first thing to go when I capture that city anyway. Or among the first things. It would probably not be the first thing, but it would be among the first few. It will have a witch attack those C7s because they have a range of 2, so they can hit our melee troops, and we can't hit them back. At least not in melee, because, well, obvious reasons. They have melee troops. Oh wow, that hits hard. I think we could even give those guys the Demolisher perk. But now we kept at Scrapberg. Lovely. Does Scrapberg have anything useful? Could build stubborn knights here. Or a butchery. Or a trading post. And again, many of those things will actually be different when you have different races there. So the undead will use, say, the pumpkin fields. I think they won't use those at all. You can build a pumpkin farm there for this reason, but undead don't really use that much food. And in some ways there are differences, like we've seen the monsters will give silver brewery on silver fields, and you can have silver weaponries there, silver armories, and all that stuff. Okay, that's monsters. I think I'll leave that there. We can have a pub here, though. I won't bother upgrading this to like Lands of Life, because screw it. It's not that impressive and not that... It's just not worth it, you know? It's just not worth it. I could use that ship to explore a bit as well. Probably might do that. Or we can still move around and shoot things. You to go first. Okay. Could have that ogre. But since ships can't really seize land tiles, we couldn't take out the ogre den or anything. So I think he'll be fine for now. Chances are I do want to send a unit in the portal. Okay. The full plate of Munchkin. Nice. Anyone playing Munchkin? I would like to actually play a round of that. Been wanted to play against since ages, but I just never got around to inviting people over and doing it. I mean, I wouldn't invite them over to my place because I don't have more than one chair at the moment. I only have my desk chair, which is mine. I'm about to receive another one today. Mom is going to bring me one, which is one of the reasons why she actually announced her presence, or announced her intention to visit me, or to come over. Okay, we'll put that there. Or should we put it... No, let's actually place that city over here. Get some Lands of Life going here. Yeah, that'll do. that. Do we see any other chests here? There don't seem to be any others. Perfect. And I'm not sure what the elven guys are doing. That's the only one thing that worries me a bit. I'm not sure what those guys are up to. And how strong they will be once we actually get to them. Yeah, you... Oh wow, you could just move that way. But it's a really good idea to not have settlers move that way. Okay, we got an offer. I don't know what it'll be. But I'm quite sure the enemy, or the not yet enemy, will soon enough hit us with something bad. Okay, can you... What can you shoot? You can shoot the magic tower. Lovely. Okay. Let's ally then. There's not too much of a point in that, because there is only the two of us left. Oh, wow, unit power plus 10%. That's not a bad trait to have. I mean, giving all units flat 10% more damage, that's rather impressive. And we could actually customize our magician there. I think we could have done so in the game creation, so you could pick other perks and stuff. But I just like that guy with the hat. He has the snazziest hat of them all. What's not to like about that? Okay, we're making a lot of food. We don't have a Ratman guild yet. I think I want to go into making more money here. It'll also allow us to make use of those places. And we can just, once we get to that, we can make the Lands of Order there. We should actually be able to have in the next turn. Ooh, what do we need? We need temperature Dalros, right? Yeah. That will give us more pallets of Dalros. Which is fine. I would like other units as well. I think most gods have like 2 units that are somewhat related to them. Like the Wills of Helia and the Sun Archers or Archers of Helia. I mean, you've seen the Wills of Helia earlier, and you can actually have those as well as a reward for doing quests for Helia. And I honestly think those are amazing. Yeah, let's do that. 1 more damage. And then have those guys take that castle. It's a shame there's so many mountains here. Okay, we could have stubborn knights now. I really don't see a point in having that though. Okay. Snowy stuff. This would need a Shaman's Guild. Okay, we can't do that either. Alchemy here. Okay, I think I'm going to rebuild all those things that we need to do here. So mana trap and all that. Shame that's not actually a desert. We might be able to build here. That. Care about that. It would be more interesting here, or more relevant to me, if building a thing would mean you'd also get to build another thing straight away, or queue up another thing. With the way the building system works here, it's just... I don't care when something is ready to be built or done building or whatever, because there's just no impact in that building being there. Like I could technically probably see it in my resource screen. I could see that, yeah, that there are more resources coming in. Or I could see that I can recruit something now, but there's just no impact to that. Now there's swords. And now that I see Black Swan was actually one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I had it. It was recommended by my ex-girlfriend's brother. He was like, "Yeah, it's a great movie. You've got to see it." And we actually, I think it was some years ago. We actually borrowed it, I think, from him or from her parents. They had the DVD, and we watched it, and we were both like, "Okay, that was fucking boring." I mean, that's kind of a general thing to notice when you have a movie that's touted as it's so fine and sensitive and artistically valuable, and you watch it and you're like, yeah, it's boring. It's like The Emperor's New Movie. It's just boring. I mean, yes, you may call me like a movie barbarian, but I like movies that have bloody story, that have a plot, that have things happening in them. And I don't consider somebody going nuts over ballet dancing to be that much of a plot. Okay, you. Didn't I tell you to move here? Not what I did now. And that's kind of cool to see that we're going to have dragons soon. We're very likely to have dragons soon. Isn't that a thing? I'm just seeing the stream went a lot longer than I anticipated. Mostly because, well, actually my mother wanted to be here between 1 and... Actually no, between 12:30 and 1. She messaged me earlier that she's going to be a bit later because apparently my grandma is doing weird stuff again. She does that a lot. That's a long story. You don't have to ask, okay? I'm not gonna tell her here. My grandma's a weird person. Yeah, that's not gonna do much. I mean, 2 damage we can just face tank that. So where did those come from? Stop trying to take over Scrapberg, would ya?
Your Excellency, someone has humbly requested your aid.
Capture the neutrals. Which one? Hogwoods. See where that name comes from. Over there, yeah, we're about to do that. That's fine. You stand ready, you say. Except for Swamp Crossing. That's something you were clearly not prepared for. Yeah, just go there. I think 20 turns are generous for that. That's a very generous time limit. I mean, it's hardly a limit, actually. Ooh, new spell research. Okay, let me check that quickly. Does that give you target plus surrounding hexes? That is so amazing. Because we're making a lot of money in here, was I smart enough to actually place all the money buildings? Yes, I was, kind of. We don't want that to be there, but we can just... Actually, yes, if we place that there. So if we cast Lands of Order here... That's Tax Offices, Market, and Mint. Screw it, we'll cast the Lands of Order here. Not sure why Lands of Order would be frozen, but we'll go with it. We will go with it. And now this is just beautiful because we can now pretty much do everything we need. Like we can, we want Land of Life. Where did that go? Lands of Life. We can just now form the map to our needs. We can also get a Harvest Blessing, but I don't think that's going to be too useful. I've seen that quest. Enemy unit has appeared. Right, those. Yeah, don't care. Not going to be much of a deal, really. We will look for the Sea Serpent Nest later. I'd like you to go there and maybe... Yeah, you'll figure something out. Can attack those and then move on to here. Oh no, there was a crypt there? Why was that there? Anyway, we finally got to make use of that movement trait. I think that's the south end of the map. Yeah, it is. Neat. Okay, we want to build a... I want a trading post. We have more than enough food, but we need more money. And I think I'm going to terraform quite a lot in the next few turns. Now that we have those spells that allow us to do so. Well, now I could build a temple here as well. So we don't need to find the new holy grounds that direly. Before I forget that, let's just grab that. It's a Shield of Rage, which doesn't do too much for us. Okay, build something. Kinda want to go this magic route here, so we'll build... We have a Wizard's Guild, so we don't need that, technically. We could have... Alright, I probably want to do something else here. Could go with Lands of Water here as well. We will do that, actually. For now, we'll put a... I'm actually glad the Build Craftsman District things have disappeared. Which I suppose was because we were out of... we were running low on money. So the game was trying to coerce us into getting more of those done. And I think it's actually a great way to do that, if the game just goes, hey, you know what? I'll give you more money if you build this. Alright, I have to build something here. I have to build something. And I don't want to build anything, really. You know what? Screw it, let's go to the Craftsman's District. Although, do I have anything else that will unlock things? You have that. Does the Cleric's Guild unlock anything? Library here, which unlocks the Cleric's Guild, which unlocks nothing. We have a Wizard's Guild over here, I think. Mana Trap, Mana Pump. Wizard's Guild, yes. So we could... Actually, no, let's build another Wizard's Guild. Might be a bit of a waste, but I want another one of those. And I suppose we could also look into building a temple to Agrela, who I suppose would throw that quest at me soon anyway. Okay, you help with those snakes there. In fact, you can help a lot because you have this. Teehee. Bad. that was lovely. And now we can just loot. Loot. And since those guys have looted so much now, we can actually promote them to Pallets of Daros as well. It costs us a fortune. But that's probably worth it. I mean, that's as good as it gets. I don't think there is a more elite fighter than that. Or elite melee unit than that. Actually, there might be. I think you can upgrade other units to similar extent and to different I'm gonna say final units here. Just look at those imps, those demons or whatever those were. Because those can hit me, and I don't like that. Demons. Bugger off. There we go. No demons here. You just wait there. We are making 70 gold a turn, which is kinda nice. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff. It doesn't seem like there is like the elven guy has too much of an interest in this place because he hasn't really looted it yet. And it seems to be really close, so I thought he was like cut off of that, but no, he just didn't explore that. Might be because he may have been at war with this guy here, so they've constantly had struggles and then constantly tried to battle it out. Although I'm really not sure. Maybe he's just too slow. Who knows? I mean, it's an elf. It's so weird. And I think I'll only stream for like 20 more minutes and then we'll be fine. We'll call it a day. I got stuff to do. Mask of Howled Queen. See more side range. Nice. In fact, we'll have that. Could you stop scrolling, please? Thank you. Yeah, I'll probably do an air raid on that serpent nest.
The new spell research is complete.
Okay, where do I want to use that? I think I want to use that in the Desert of Things. Oh no, I wanted to use it on. I think I had it here already. Yes, I wanted to use it in Ardania. Ardania, I don't know. I want to use that. Come on, load. I want to use that over here. Not in Wivendell, but in Landerton. Lantern. It wasn't Lantern either. I think it was something over here, maybe. Okay, I don't know where I want to use it. I don't know anymore. Maybe it was Donkey Ford. I've clearly used it here already. Scrapberg. Where the hell did I want to use that? Do I want to cancel it? I don't think I do. But I also don't know where I wanted to cast it. Actually, I'm going to cast it here. It's going to be a waste. I'm going to cast it here just to get rid of those bloody swamps. Okay, what spell did we research? Harvest Blessing. Give me a moment.